Okay, in this video we are going to work through the process of creating a sales order. From the sales order we are going to create a purchase order for those items. They're from different suppliers and we're going to pre-allocate those items back to the sales order. Then we're going to use the fulfillment rules to control the processing of that sales order until those specific purchase orders are received. So we'll run through the fulfillment rules, and it won't process the sales order the first time we do that because those goods haven't been delivered. Only when those purchase orders are delivered and the goods recorded in Stok.ly and then the fulfillment rules run again, will we automatically process that sales order. So what we're delivering is not only pre-allocation against a purchase order at the point of sale, but the automation of the sales order processing once that sales order has been, that purchase order has been received using our automated fulfillment rules. This removes all the need for spreadsheets and any workarounds. So let's get to it. First of all, we're going to create a sales order. So in the back office of Stok.ly, I can assign a sales order to a channel which gives us specific documentation which you can set up down here in custom templates. So specific goods out notes, sales orders, what have you. I'm going to add the customer in this case our friend Alex. Alex has trade price A associated with them. They've got a credit limit which they've exceeded. They buy in sterling. They have a sales rep attached to them. They have, Alex has a number of delivery addresses which we're going to use. I'm going to select standard delivery. We're going to make this a forward delivery date, or we could if we wanted to. And now I'm going to jump in and add items. Now here we can see like a lot of different information. We could see available stock, allocated stock, items that are pre-allocated, on order, on hand, reserved, etc. In this case, we're just interested in the available stock, and I'm going to add in one of those t-shirts, and then I'm going to search, and you can search by name or product code or what have you. I'm going to add in one of these. Because these items are part of a matrix, they have their parent and child, I could order across the matrix, but we'll leave it at these items this time. And we've got one item from Nike and one item from Adidas. We can see the margin, the cost price, the minimum margin that we've set, the tax. Because these items have a trade price against them in band A, which Alex is connected to, the prices automatically change to the trade price A. I could discount that further. I could discount the line items, all of them in one bulk. I can duplicate and sell at stage pricing, and we also have automated discounts that can apply. Now we're going to create the sales order. Now he's exceeded his credit limit, so I'm going to have to authorize that. That's permission controlled. And now we can view the order. So we've got an unprocessed, unpaid, uninvoiced sales order here. Now I could send out at this point a sales order. I could send out a sales order confirmation. I could send out a pro forma invoice. However we want to do it. We could also invoice automatically at the point of dispatch, etc. Now down here, we've got the two items, one each from a different supplier. And if we want to purchase those, I'm just going to select those, and here we can create a purchase order. You could create manufacturing runs from this as well, but in this case we're going to create a purchase order. This says create new purchase order for these items from each of the manufacturers, but you could also add to an existing open purchase order if you prefer. This automatically pre-allocates the items against that delivery on the purchase order we're going to create. Now this says only order items with insufficient inventory. So for example, if we had an order for 100 but you had 50, then this would only create a purchase order for 50 units. We're going to turn that off, because what we want to do is allocate these items in the sales order against a future delivery, which frees up our stock today to sell. We're going to have that delivered to our central warehouse, and we can add a reference, and this could be anything. That'll be shown across the purchase orders. And now we've created the purchase orders, and if we come down here to the bottom of the sales order, here we've got pre-allocated, so we're just going to refresh this, and now we can see that the items have been pre-allocated against purchase orders 123, which goes to Adidas, and 124, which goes to Nike. And you can see Nike and Adidas here, and the quantity that's been ordered. We can also go through to the pre-allocation table, which sits here. Pre-allocations. Now we could go there, but you can just click in here, and this is going to open up a new tab, and you can see the pre-allocation that we've created, purchase order, sales order, when it was created, and then you can see them here. So we've got those two, 123 and 124, the ones we created. And equally, we can now go to the purchase order screen, and here are the two purchase orders that we've created. Now we can jump into these. These are in draft, and look, I can add notes into the purchase order. We could change it to a foreign currency purchase. I could change my contacts, the delivery location. We could include duty if it's an import. I can add other items in from that supplier. That we've only got that one item from Adidas attached at the moment, but it would list all items from that supplier. And this is fully editable, so you can change the quantities, the price, anything you would like. You can add in additional landed costs, handling fees, agents fees, and this is where we'll create the invoices against the purchase order when that's done. You'll see the goods receipts, so when they're delivered, you'd see the goods receipts linked here. And then here on the purchase order, again, we can see that this item is pre-allocated back to sales order 1957, giving you complete visibility. Okay, so we're going to approve this, and now it's changed to approved status, and now we can submit it. It's below the minimum spend, but we'll submit it anyway, and I could normally email that directly to my supplier. That's now submitted, and now we're waiting for the delivery, and I'll just quickly do the same. So that's changed to submitted. The approval is permission controlled, so your finance team can approve that. And again, we've now got 2 submitted purchase orders. Now, because these items are pre-allocated back to the sales order. If we come back to the sales order now and we try and run the fulfillment rules, and the fulfillment rules process sales orders. Now, you'll see that no items are going to be processed, and that's because we haven't received the delivery of those goods from that purchase orders 123 and 124 that this sales order is allocated against. So when the rules run, it just is going to skip by this sales order, skip by it, until such time as we receive the goods in. So now we're going to do a goods receipt at our central warehouse. And we're going to actually receive, let's just say they both arrived at the same time, and we're going to receive them all in together. And we'll receive all the goods. Of course, I could scan these in if I wanted to. We've received all the goods. I'm going to complete the goods receipt. And now, you'll see here, we've got completed goods receipts. If you come down to the purchase orders, these have now been received. If we jump into a purchase order, you'll see that's the goods receipt that we just received. And now, when we run the sales orders again, so let's choose that same sales order, we'll run the fulfillment rules, and now the goods are going to process because these items that were pre-allocated against the purchase order have arrived, and we can now process those, send them through to the warehouse for picking and packing. In this case, I'm going to skip the pick. We'll just apply this and process that order. That's now created the goods out note. That's turned to processed. I can come in here. These are the items. Let's just say we're going to pack those. I print out the courier label and we're going to dispatch those. And now we've dispatched those items. So that is the way Stok.ly automates the creation of purchase orders and the pre-allocation of items on a sales order at the point where you take the sales order, freeing up your available inventory to sell today, and only process that sales order through the automated rules when the goods that are pre-allocated to purchase orders 123 and 124 have arrived, are received into the warehouse and available to pack for that sales order. So no more spreadsheets, no more workarounds, no more confusion. Stok.ly automates this process and provides complete visibility for your teams across the pre-allocation table. Now you can see that these are received and the date they're received, across the purchase orders, showing that, and across the sales order, again, showing that these items are pre-allocated.